Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now, you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to...
The reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you... It's not that you just deserve the money, because it's hard to do.
Right. Never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much.
The man who once proudly declared himself the greatest of all time is now facing serious trouble as Floyd Mayweather has become the center of a major controversy involving accusations of running scams and reports suggesting he may be close to total financial ruin.
I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom, you know. No lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard.
When Floyd Mayweather changed his image from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, everything about his public persona shifted. He was no longer seen as just a highly skilled boxer with incredible defense. Instead, he presented himself as the face of wealth and luxury. The focus moved away from chasing boxing greatness and toward showing off his fortune, with making and displaying money becoming his main priority.
The guys that never got hit. Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, ever.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like, there was nothing for Diego to hit, and then all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. That was before he became Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather transformed himself into a strong personal brand centered on wealth and luxury as the attention moved away from his unmatched defensive talent in the ring and toward his flashy lifestyle, where he collected huge paychecks for every fight and grew into one of the richest athletes in the world.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy, and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance. Hey.
Floyd Mayweather began by earning around $3 million per fight, but everything shifted when he boldly decided to go independent, as this move raised his earnings to a completely new level and set him on the path to billions, making him the highest paid athlete in the world. By stepping away from promoters and managing his career outside the usual boxing system, he created a financial legacy that surpassed everyone else.
Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
However, along with his huge wealth came personal challenges, as Floyd Mayweather's father said that before Floyd became rich they never had serious arguments, but once he started making millions their relationship began to strain, as Floyd spent money freely on expensive cars, buildings and other luxury items, and this change in priorities caused tension between him and his father, who believes that people often change when money enters the picture.
We have never had argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. Then on HBO, then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, it is or it ain't. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
As Floyd Mayweather's fortune increased, so did his arrogance, and this shift in his personality led him to lose many close relationships, even with longtime friends, as Mike Tyson publicly criticized Mayweather's arrogance, saying there was nothing admirable about it, and Tyson emphasized that Floyd needed to stay grounded and control his ego, especially given the massive wealth he had accumulated.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd Mayweather's close friendship with 50 Cent was one of the most talked about relationships in the entertainment world, but as Floyd's wealth grew, their friendship began to show cracks, and according to 50 Cent, Floyd's focus on money became too much to handle, as Floyd reportedly told 50 Cent that he never asked for his help even though they had shared a strong bond for years, and this split was mainly blamed on Floyd's obsession with wealth, which overshadowed his legacy and ignored those who had supported him from the start.
And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right. So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Floyd Mayweather also lost one of his most promising protégés, boxer Gervonta Davis, who felt taken advantage of by Mayweather, as Davis said that Floyd always put him in situations where he had to depend on him, and despite the money Davis earned from his fights, Floyd did not pay him fairly, which eventually led Davis to cut ties with him.
Well, I'm gonna be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that? I'll give her a couple dollars. I'll take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get her out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up, that like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But like, to somebody to understand, you understand like what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, cause if I gotta put you in a position that always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot, like $1,000. You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it, is a lot. And I know you gonna go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that, $48 of plot power. I'ma always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in a position to be able to, you know, make my own thing. And I don't want to say no name, but they wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me, I mean, like, I was signed to him, and Floyd signed to him. It's a person that said, okay, cool. I see what's going on. That's when he started taking over my career.
Tank also mentioned Floyd's inability to handle anyone surpassing him, as he became jealous of fighters who earned more or who were seen as greater than him, even claiming that Muhammad Ali was not better than him.
I'm on record to say this. Out of all these guys in the history of boxing,
yes,
I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing.
Okay, Ali.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights.
Yes.
And if we really tell the truth, if we really tell the truth,
well, that's what you're here for. You here to tell the truth.
What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually.
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
Gervonta Davis said that is when he started taking control of my career, and he also criticized Floyd Mayweather for being unable to handle anyone outperforming him, growing jealous of fighters who earned more or were seen as greater, and Davis even claimed that Floyd went as far as saying Muhammad Ali was not better than him.
All of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't, okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won the fight.
Mayweather's arrogance didn't stop at his relationships, as he began to flaunt his wealth to the world, and this only fueled the public's disdain for him, with his habit of showing off his luxurious lifestyle paired with his controversial comments making him one of the most hated boxers in history, and his remarks, including his belief that he was the greatest regardless of others' achievements, only served to intensify the negative perception the public had of him.
Watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches, this watch goes for $2 million. And
my
like,
most expensive watch that I currently own is $18 million. One watch.
and so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yes, yeah, he creates envy, and you want him to lose, but he's not gonna.
Alright everyone, keep up with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to check out our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.